Hey y'all, it's day 3, and I hope that you've followed along in the first couple of days. We're really just getting started, and just as a reminder, this week is about awareness. I want to remind you to invite someone to join us in this journey. I think it's really good when you can have someone to talk this through and have someone to share with you what their journey is like. Don't forget to join the school group. There's a lot more happening in that space, but I'm trying to create a community of Black women where we can have some conversations about who we are and who we want to be and hold each other's space as we go through that introspective journey of self awareness. And that's what this week is about. So, the focus thought for today is worthiness. That feeling of self worth is a sneaky little demon, right? That haunts a lot of us. Some of us are cool. We feel worthy. We feel that we desire what we desire, we deserve, and we go about creating it for ourselves. But a lot of us have been through how we have experienced experiences as children, as young adults, as adults, been made to feel or have imbibed or taken in the feeling of unworthiness. And so I want to have a conversation about that because I think this is the 20 questions episode, but bear with me because I think that asking and answering these questions is important. So you might want to write them down in your journal and give yourself space to answer these questions honestly. Do you remember the first time you were praised for doing something well? If so, write it down. Now, here's a question. What about, do you remember the first time or the most significant time that you were chastised for doing something wrong? Right? How did that make you feel? And the next question is, have you allowed it to become a part of who you think you are? Right? And sometimes those are sneaky little subliminal messages that pile up over and over and over again until we begin to accept them as being truth. So, another question. When did you start believing that everyone else's needs come first and that your personal peace isn't as important as what other people need? I'm here to tell you that you are allowed to be a priority. And so that's our conversation for today. That feeling of worth and worthiness is all about knowing that you deserve to be put at the front of the line. So take a second and close your eyes and take 3 deep breaths. Let it go with an audible sigh. Do that again. And feel the release as you exhale. And one more time. When do you feel most alive and present? What are you doing? Who's there or who's not there, right? And how does their presence or lack of being there impact your experience? I want you to hold on to that feeling for a moment because it's important to take that in. And so now I ask you, how can you create more of that? Look at that moment, look at that space, and notice what's there. and how those items or those people make you feel in that moment that elevates you to that place of feeling alive and present. That's what you need to create again. So let me ask you, what is one thing today that you can do right now to recreate that feeling of aliveness and presence right now? What's one thing that needs to be there? Strength is not self-sacrifice. And sometimes we're led to believe as women and as Black women that self-sacrifice is key. I remember having a conversation with my stepmom about that. That's how she was brought up, to believe that that self-sacrifice is key. That's part of her job, her responsibility, and that it impacts her self-worth and her feeling of worthiness. So I want you to say this right now. When I prioritize myself, I teach others how to treat me. When I prioritize myself, I teach others how to treat me. That's authentic personal power. So the affirmation for the day is, my needs are valid and my joy is necessary. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the conversation today. I would love your feedback. I would love to know what else you need in order to embrace that feeling of worthiness. Self-worth doesn't come from somewhere outside of you. It's something that you create within. And sometimes it's a journey. Sometimes it takes practice. But I want to create that space for you to take off the cape, put down the sword, and take off the mask and be yourself and own who that is and show up authentically. Okay, a little long today, but I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care. Bye.